independent artist who want it. I'm just living life, 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 living life. Henny in the Coke, codeine in the Sprite, weed in my Dutch, got me feeling right. Living life, living life, living life, living life. Smoking Al Capone's after shots of Patron to the dome. I followed it up with weed. Somebody passed me the lean. It's just me living life. Feels like I'm in a dream as I continue to steam while thinking about my next scene. The cliche, my life's a movie. Bitches round me feeling groovy. And with smoking Dutchess, no doobies, man. This purple pack tasted fruit. It got me in clouds. Ooh-wee. I'm about to get this chick to do me. Cute face, fat booty. I love my chicks in swooshes. Also known as a fresh pair of Nikes. I'm known to get them wet. 2 fishes, I'm a Pisces. The bullshit doesn't excite me. Is it the tree or is it me? Cause it's burning up. 420 degrees, dog. I'm baked as fuck. So while I'm at it, might as well get that cake up. Cause life's a gamble and living life. Living life, living life. Living life, living life. Living life, living life, living life. Henny in the Coke, codeine in the Sprite, weed in my Dutch, got me feeling right. Living life, living life, living life, living life.
Welcome back to the show. This is a fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Shouts out and good morning to all of the Stewies once again. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. So let me give you more backdrop on this Steve Harvey thing. Maybe some of you haven't heard about it. But Steve Harvey come under a lot of fire after he, in a joke about the Flint water crisis on his morning radio talk show on Wednesday. So this actually happened a couple of days ago. Harvey took a call on the Steve Harvey Morning Show in which he discussed the Cleveland Cavaliers' loss to the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. During the call, Harvey brought up the caller's hometown of Flint, Michigan, and its contaminated water. Here's a quote. "You're from Flint?" Harvey asked, according to the Detroit Free Press. "That's why y'all ain't even got clean water. When was the last time you touched water and it didn't have lead in it?" He goes on to say in response to this, "I wasn't talking about the city of Flint. I was talking about him," Harvey reportedly said later in the call. He's going to call in and say Cleveland don't deserve Jack, and he over there bathing in all that silver water. Before ending the call, the comedian took one more shot. "Enjoy your nice brown glass of water." That's not necessary. So for people that don't know, Steve Harvey is from Ohio. I think he might even be from Cleveland. So they're, in effect, started talking about the Cavaliers losing in the championship in the NBA Finals, 3 games to 1 or 4 games to 1. And this guy from Michigan calls up. And remember now as well, there's this kind of like interstate, cross-state rival between Michigan and Ohio. You know, Ohio State and Michigan football. But still, at the end of the day, it's some things you don't do. You don't cross the line and certain things like that. Like talking about the Flint water, issue in that manner is right next to talking about somebody's mama. I like Steve Harvey for the most part, man. He's done a lot of things that I don't agree with. Like the whole thing going up there and smiling and cheesing in front of Donald Trump, man, was bad. I mean, it was very, very bad. But he's a hustler. The man's got 11 jobs, man, and he's not perfect, okay? So I hated that. It always also intrigues me how this guy is a relationship expert, and, he supposedly has all of these issues with his love life. And so it's just certain things you just should not do. Now, comedians cross the line all the time. Some people say cross the line all the time. But there's certain things that you should just stay away from. Like, why would you make light in any regard about people not having clean drinking water? A city in a systematic, calculated plot to try to hide that fact. That's serious business. And you're talking about poor people, minorities for the most part. Like, I don't see the connection at all on why he thought, and he talks a lot. He does a lot of talking, okay? I don't understand how a red flag didn't go out as soon as he thought about that, and this is what we do every day when we talk for a living. We have to be very quick and measured in determining whether we should say something or whether we shouldn't say something, okay? It's got to be instant. And I think he just had a lapse in judgment on that one in horrible fashion. So go and vote. I'm not telling you to vote for Steve Harvey. That's probably going to be my vote. But go and vote on the Stewart Media and Entertainment chat group on Facebook, all right? And we'll tell you who wins a little bit later, man. So I'm sure you've heard about this Rick Pitino story and the fines coming down to the University of Louisville. So Pitino and the staff at Louisville have been very defiant. They came out yesterday and speaking about what happened by the NCAA and all of the fines and restrictions. They hired strippers and prostitutes to attend more than a dozen sex parties with recruits and players at an on-campus dormitory over 5 years. Louisville was placed on 4 years probation by the NCAA, and Pitino was suspended from coaching in the first 5 ACC games this season. In addition to the other penalties, the Cardinals were ordered to forfeit 4 scholarships overall during the 4-year probation and may have to vacate as many as 108 regular season victories and 15 NCAA tournament wins, including their 2013 national championship. The NCAA penalties are extreme and over the top, they said during a news conference Thursday, and interim president Greg Postel said the university will appeal the NCAA's punishment, which went beyond what we consider to be fair and reasonable. Here's a quote. For some 35-odd years, I've had a lot of faith in the NCAA and have reacted that way according as a head basketball coach in the belief of their rules. Pitino said, not only is it unjust, over the top severe, but personally I've lost a lot of faith in the NCAA that I've had over the last 35 years with what they just did. Katrina Peul, a self-described former escort, alleged in a book that former Louisville director of basketball operations Andre McGee paid her $10,000 for 22 shows at the Dorm from 2010 to 2014. Let's stop right there. And I've talked about this, man. If you're hearing this for the first time, or if you're hearing this for the 20th time, it is what it is. This is what we talk about, the hot stories in sports. Bottom line is, and I've said this many times, I went back yesterday and read some of the messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com, and there was a couple of people in there that said they could see how Rick Pitino didn't know anything about this. Remember, this went on once again for like 5 years. And they says, well, a lot of things happen, and, it's not outside the realm of thinking that Pitino didn't have any idea about it. What I say to those people is, you are living in a fantasy world. Here's the thing about it. He may not have known about this at the beginning. He may not have known about it for the first, 1, 2, or 3 times. But by the time you got the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 times, at some point during the normal day for Rick Pitino on campus, at some point, a student, somebody on the team, somebody on the staff, somebody in general, somebody would have made an anonymous phone call, left a message on his voicemail in his office. You do know, Coach, that there are holes in and out of the dorm at all times of night. It's unfathomable to think. It's no way possible that in 4 years he didn't know about this. Now, was he telling his staff, or had he told his staff in advance of this? Probably. Ever since he got at the University of Louisville, keep me out of any dirt that you guys are doing or anything that may be perceived as dirt. Maybe he did do that. He still knew. Not only that, even if he didn't know, he should have known. You got to remember now, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This is something that happens on college campuses, I believe, to a big extent, but not to this size of extent, okay? No way. Even if he didn't know the particulars, I am 100% in the belief that he knew something was going on to this level, and if he didn't know, he should have known, all right? Once again, that term, lack of institutional control, comes up. There's no way possible. And the brazenness of this guy to say he's disappointed in the NCAA, he should be fired. He should be fired because any other coach, any other average coach, let's be honest, any other black coach in college basketball that all of this went down at, all right, would have been fired. Not only would they have been fired, but their reputation would have been tarnished forever. People would have talked about them like the dog, like a dog, and they would have never been able to work in the industry again. Period. And Pitino has the nerve to say that the NCAA is doing them wrong, and your team, your assistants, which, by the way, I don't know where assistants are going to get $10,000 just to buy prostitutes for recruits. In relative terms, assistants probably make good money. They probably make very good money, but they're not going to take $10,000 of their money to buy hoes. Somebody knows something about something. Pitino knows more than he's talking about, that he admits to, and the whole thing is bootleg as hell, if you ask me. We got to get to a break, man. When we get back from the break, man, I'm going to read some of your chat messages, get some of your thoughts on this story. Give me layout for the people that think Pitino possibly didn't know anything about this. Lay out for me in a phone call at 404-382-0338 or in the chat. Lay out for me how and why you believe that it's possible he didn't know anything about this over a 5-year period. I'll wait. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show.
She got an attitude. I like the way she move with them baby fat shoes. I wanna see her with the lights on. It's dark in the club, plus the music too loud. I wanna know your damn name, not your damn drink. I'm a G gentleman, I got range. She a little beach dancer and she go to Clark Atlanta. Maybe she be trapping on the block in your hood. Either way she bad, she got clad. Everybody drop their drinks when she bad. She work a job but she hustle inside. Anything trying to kill her, she can buy. I want her on my team, she my point guard. I love her cause she's soft and hard. Poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. Poetry. She poetry. I love her cause she's poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She poetry. She's sweet, her swag is divine. If you ain't got a hustle, man, you're wasting her time. So don't you even walk up to her table. She doesn't need the hassle, she can buy her own drink. Yeah, she been better, she's a 10 on the lady scale. Don't get me wrong, sometimes